As far as I know, rent control is working, although there are far fewer people really benefiting on long-term renters. It's really expensive compared to any other city. I just hope that people feel they're getting a service for it.
Well, the city recently came out with a report on Ellis Act evictions and vacancy decontrol, and it shows that the diversity of our population has changed substantially as a consequence of those state laws that which we have no control over whatsoever locally. So the answer is that rent control is working as well as it can within those constraints to preserve the diverse resident population.
Rent control is working very, very well at what it was intended to do. It's not as much just economic as create community stability. We have people now like me who've been renters in this community for 34 years who become part of the community and begin to give back. That did not happen when people were being evicted at a whim. Rent control is the best thing Santa Monica's ever done.
Well, I think it hasn't been working as it was intended, because when the Supreme Court said that we couldn't have the rent control regime we had anymore in the state, it changed the rent control regime in Santa Monica. I do think it's also preserved the diversity of the community, but there are unintended economic consequences to things like rent control. I've been going door to door, trying to introduce myself to residents, and the biggest complaint I get from tenants is that their landlords are unwilling to make upgrades to their building, to keep it well repaired, etc. And that's because the owners don't see an economic return on those assets.
The rent control is completely not working as it is intended, because the state legislature is working still to diminish it, and we have to do everything we can to protect the renters and renters' rights, and that's why RR is important.
Thanks, sir.
And that's why we have to stand up and protect the renters.
Thank you.
I don't know it's not working, but, you know, there's a lot of people here in Santa Monica that have rent control apartments that really can afford better. I think we've got a landlord on the rent control board. How did that happen? I mean, I blame the voters. We need to really help the low-income renters, and that's the job of the rent control board. They're not doing it.
All residents in Santa Monica should have rent control protections. We should figure some way to override the state legislature's restrictions on them.
I believe in rent control as it stands today. I believe that rent control should be for the financially challenged, the elderly, and the physically disabled. You know, I think that there also should be a list for the Santa Monica residents that need affordable housing here for our, for the residents of our city. It's very important.
I think rent control is good. I know many apartment owners that do take care of their apartments and really think about their renters and respect them. I think it's good for the elderly to be able to not be chased out of the city, to be able to finish their years here.
Thank you very much for everybody showing up tonight. Thank you guys for putting this on. Vote now for later. The idea that we have a budget of over $550 million in our city, and the city government talks about sustainability when the budget itself isn't sustainable. We need to take care of our own here, the 89,000 residents I promised to represent. And has the quality of life gotten better over the time of the present council? I think that it's very important to look for the future.
Thank you.
Well, let's see. I think that we should work really hard to end all homelessness and unemployment here in Santa Monica. And that we should try to influence events on a national level. Again, we should use the power of the city council to try to get our representatives in Washington to try to influence the government to bring back the New Deal and Great Society programs so that we can survive as a nation.
Well, I would just urge everybody here to support, not me, but my idea for transparency and accountability in government. I want to have free Wi-Fi in the city, linked to the city website, with public forums that are moderated. And the public can have a voice in our government for the first time in the history of America since the original town halls. What I call this is an electronic village, a virtual town hall. Santa Monica can lead the way in that.
Thank you.
Thanks again, Kevin, Daily Press, and all the organizations. I'm running because I love Santa Monica. And my wife and I are going to have a forum after the election, and there's flyers out there of the candidates on November 8th. But remember, we got to work to get Barbara Boxer in. We got to work to get Jerry Brown in. We got to make sure that we're doing things to rebuff this Tea Party epidemic that's sweeping America. To think globally and act locally, but stay involved.
First, I want to thank the Daily Press for hosting this forum, and I'd like to ask for everyone in the audience's support. The fact remains, no matter how we try to avoid it, Santa Monica has a cost structure that is 2 and 3 times the cost structure of any other city in Southern California that is comparable. And we have great services for it. And actually, I think we have a great city staff. And to the extent the city continues to, or the residents want to continue to pay for that high cost structure, we can. That's what I think this election is about as well. So if you think that we can actually be more fiscally responsible, then I'm asking for your vote.
I'm Kevin McKeown, and I'm running on my record of responsiveness to residents. I take the time to bring residents into the decision-making process and to empower activists to be part of city government. I have gained the trust and endorsement of groups from the Sierra Club, the Santa Monica for Women's Rights, our police officers, firefighters, and the California Nurses Association. There's much more of what I've done and what I stand for on my website, www.mckeown.net, and I hope you'll go there.
Thank you.
Thank you to the press and the neighborhood organizations and for everyone in the audience for coming out tonight. My name is Ted Winterer. I've been endorsed by the Sierra Club, by Julia Brownlee, by the LA County Democratic Party, the League of Conservation Voters, Santa Monicans for Women's Rights, Santa Monica Democratic Club, SEPS, the LA County Federation of Labor, Councilmember Kevin McKeown, and others. But what's most important to me is that you endorse me on November 2nd with your vote. I ask you to do so, and I promise to always be there for you when elected. Thank you.
My name is Bob Holbrook. Thank you for having us tonight. I'm running for re-election again because I love Santa Monica, and I've had a great joy the last 20 years of representing the people that live here. It's been my honor and privilege. I'll mention briefly that I do have a few endorsements. I'm endorsed by the Santa Monica police officers, Santa Monica firefighters, municipal employees, Supervisor Zev Yaroslavsky, Mayor Bobby Schreiber, and others. Thank you very much.
I'm Jean McNeil Weiner, and I do want to be on the City Council, and I would like your vote. I think that I would do a good job. I'm very conscientious. I work well with people. I'm good at collaborating, and I think we need some new people on the council, and I hope you'll vote for me.
VoteNowForLater.com, but I was the guy that started.
Oh,
Yeah. But I'll go again.
It's been a long night, but appreciate everyone for coming. Thank you so much.